my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys this makeup look. I wanted to do something that was bronzed but also kind of had a shade of peachy coral to it as well. I wanted to make the eyes look very bronzy, but I also wanted to add a pop of lip. I came up with this look and I kind of just going to be calling it like the peachy bronze makeup tutorial. I definitely love the way it turns out. The colors blend really well together. So let me know if you guys like it, and if you guys want to see how I created this look, then just continue watching. So just starting out with my face, I'm going to be using this Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This stuff smells so good. I love the smell, like coconutty, kind of islandy, tropical type things, and this smells amazing. So I'm just going to be, oh, a little dry piece got off, applying this to my entire face just to prime everything, get ready for foundation. I do like to put this like stuff that I got from Renee Ralu, which is the skincare that I use, and it's kind of to, it's actually really cool. It's to block out makeup from your face. So it's a daytime gel, and you just put a little dab of it. It's actually really cool color blue. So it looks like you put it on areas where you can, you know, you tend to break out because of makeup, and when I wear makeup I tend to break out. Lately I haven't really had any like active breakouts or anything like that. I do like putting like masks on and stuff after I'm done like wearing a full face, just because makeup does like really damage skin. I used to wear makeup a lot, like actually like every day, and once I stopped, my really crazy breakouts stopped happening. So I just put that daytime gel on, kind of fan off my face a little bit to dry everything, and then this all is like protected from the makeup that we're going to be putting on. So the foundation that I'm using today is this Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. I actually purchased the big one not too long ago, like 3 days ago. I've been using a tester of it and I love it. It has amazing coverage. I love the way that it feels on my skin, and then I love mixing in my BB Plus Illumination from Gerard Cosmetics. I just put that on the back of my hand, a little bit of that, and then I'll mix it in with the foundation that we're going to be using. So just mixing that all together, and then it's just such a thick but light feeling foundation. I really love it. And then kind of just dabbing all that on my skin. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and spray that with a little bit of Evian water. I'm just going to be taking my beauty blender, which are nice and clean, and I haven't worn makeup in like a week, so this is actually nice. I like when everything's looking clean. Spraying that a little bit, kind of to dampen it. And then we're going to be using this to blend everything out. I'm going for like a full face today because I'm just kind of feeling a full matte face.
Ain't nobody loves me better.
I'm really trying, like, well, I'm actually even thinking about testing out those things that are like little brushes. This company wanted to send me some, and I just wasn't sure about it. I was gonna do like a little video on it or something. It's like a little brush. I've seen a lot of things about it like on Instagram and stuff, but I don't know, it looks really cool. You just apply it with a brush, like a little paddle brush. It's pretty interesting. So I've been kind of thinking about maybe trying that out. Don't mind my brows either. My brows are like looking rough, but I'm trying to grow them out because I accidentally shaved a little bit too much right there. It grew back, but I still am trying to grow everything out. Now we are going to move on to this concealer that I recently got. This is the Becca Cosmetics Under Eye Brightening Corrector. You just put this on underneath your concealer and it's supposed to brighten. I've actually never used it, but I seen it on their website and it looks really cool. I'm going to just be applying this with my finger. Kind of excited to give this stuff a try, because lately, for some odd reason, I've been having like really bad under eyes. Like, I don't know, I think it's because I've been going to bed really late. But the thing is like I don't sleep. I mean, I sleep in, so it's not like I'm, you know, going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and then waking up at 6. I sleep in, but I think it still is affecting me because I've been having some really dark under eyes where they just are like purple, and I've never used to have that. So trying out this stuff. I am gonna still put concealer on, but this stuff is just to combat, you know, with the pink tones and everything, combat what we have, which is discoloration, because your girl has that right now. now we go on to highlighting and contouring. So I'm just gonna take you guys kind of step by step on how I like to do that. So okay, first I start out with my, you know what, I might use my highlighting and contour kit from Anastasia today because I like never use this thing, so I'm gonna be using that today. And I use the It Cosmetics little beauty blender thing. I find this to work just as good as the other beauty blenders that I have. I have 3 regular beauty blenders from like Sephora, but I actually find that these work just as good, and they're like $10 or $11 cheaper. So I'm just going to be using this banana shade, which I absolutely love. I don't know why I don't use it that often, but dipping my beauty blender into that and then just dabbing that on underneath. I'm gonna go for a really highlighted under eye because the peachy bronze look that I'm going for today, this is going to really bring out that bronze. So we really want to make the under eye look super bright. Waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere. Super bright. Okay, and then we are going to go in with this kind of darker shade because I'm going to use that for my contour. For my nose contour, I'm going to use something different. I'm going to use this NYX Wonder Stick. I find this one a lot easier to use on my nose. So for my cheeks, I'm going to use that Anastasia palette once again because we want to look extra bronzed. Probably should have dabbed that off a little. I know it looks crazy dark right now, but we're gonna blend everything out. I know I look super crazy right now, but don't you worry, we are going to blend everything. And then we are going to contour the nose with the stick because it's a lot more easier to just draw on where you want to make your nose look slimmer. So kind of just curve it in and then go up the eyebrow because we want that to look as natural as possible. Trust me, you can tell when someone's contour just looks like a crazy clown. It's like they go out like this. They need to watch a couple tutorials or something. I've seen some crazy stuff. It's so funny because when me and PJ go out together, he now knows like makeup and you know, he watches me apply it. So he's like, oh my gosh, do you see that girl's wing? Or oh my gosh, she needs some extra help with that. And I'm like, it's kind of mean, but I think it's kind of cute that he pays so much attention to how I do my makeup. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen, he did my makeup actually in a video. Boyfriend does my makeup tag. I really want to do his makeup because he has like beautiful eyelashes and I feel like he would just do so, he actually has really pretty eyes in general, so I just feel like he would look amazing if I like did his mascara or something. So I should let me know down below in a comment if you guys want me to do his makeup because that would just be hilarious. You know what? I should have been baking this whole time. I was just chatting with you guys and totally forgot. So I'm gonna go in with this other beauty blender. It's a different one. It's not the same one that I used for my stuff. And I'm just going to dab this right here. Today I didn't do a highlight on my nose, but this does help with, you know, highlighting and stuff. And I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I love this stuff. I've tried a lot of different like translucent powders for this, but nothing works as good as this for me. So I really like to power that on. This helps majorly with like creasing. Your girl creases really bad. So I need some of that translucent powder. All right. And I am wearing a shirt, you guys, if you can't see that. I am wearing a halter dress today, which it was insane because this morning it was totally sunny, not raining or anything. And then now it's like freezing outside and it's raining. Now I'm gonna let this sit on my face for a while and get this stuff ready. So this is my setting powder. For me, I always have to have and use a setting powder. I I like the way it looks. I like a more matte look, and I do use, you know, like I said, the BB Plus illumination to kind of give my skin that illuminated look, but I'm not into a super dewy, like oily kind of look because my skin is naturally oily. Check a couple things. I got a couple Snapchats from you guys. Let's check them out. Hi, my cousin. Katie, shout out to you. So now that we've kind of sat here for a little bit, I like to start off with what I set first. Brush down my nose. This, I think it's a Cosmetics. No, it's Real Techniques. So it's a little brush that I like to use. And we did this eye, so kind of just brush off the excess on this eye. Actually never, it's like the first time me using the Laura Mercier powder with that banana shade from Anastasia, and I really like it. Now, I'm going to be setting everything with my wonderful and true Neutrogena Healthy Skin Press Powder. I take this big old brush, tap it off, and literally just tap this into my skin. So once I'm done setting everything, I do go in with my other Anastasia contour palette, and I use the banana shade that I have in here, which I am super running low. And I also go in with this shade right here that I'm also running kind of low in. And I will set our contour with that, so just kind of go over what we did with that cream stuff. I'll use this like sometimes, or I will use the Laguna bronzer from NARS. I switch around whichever I'm kind of feeling like that day. And then I take this brush from Sigma. This brush is amazing, and I'll dip that in that banana shade and go back in and set. I don't know why I do this step, just because we did bake and everything, but just to give it that extra set, because like I said, my eyes, they just like to crease up on me, and I don't like that. Today for blush, I'm going to be using this Becca Cosmetics blush in the shade Flower Child. It's one of my favorites. I haven't used it in a while. One thing about their blushes though, they're very powdery, so be careful when you're like going like this. Just literally get a tiny bit. You still have to blow it off. As for highlight, my favorite part of all time, I seriously skip around with like so many different highlights. Today, I'm going to be sticking with Becca and using their Champagne Pop. This is the Jaclyn Hill one. I love using this. They're just so pigmented and gorgeous. So just sweep that along. This is a Sigma brush that I'm using. Love this brush for highlighting. It makes everything so much easier. And just sweep that on my cheeks. I seriously bathe in highlight. You guys know this. You could see my highlight from a mile away. I've always been, oh my gosh. My Siri literally just came on by itself. How creepy. I didn't even say Siri. I don't like that. That was weird. My camera just rudely interrupted my highlighting, which is like the most important part. How annoying was that? Okay, so I'm going to be using my Indiscretion highlighter, if I can find it. I like to use two, so I used the Becca Champagne Pop, and then I'm going to be using this one, which is another one of my favorites, and I just apply that over what I already did. I love mixing this one with my favorite ones because it's seriously gorgeous. I think this is actually a permanent highlight shade. Like they always have this. I think they have it right now. I know that Champagne Pop, they also made a permanent item too. Moving on to eyebrows. This I'm going to be doing super quickly. Basically do the same exact thing that I've always done, using the same exact products that I've always used. Right now I'm growing my eyebrows out, so they're a little bit bushy looking, but I just comb them out with this little spoolie. So once I'm done filling in my brows, because I did just go ahead and fill this one the same exact way, just kind of drawing a line with the pencil underneath to give it that defined look, and then I went on around the top and then carried it on a little bit to give it kind of a tail look. And then on the top I put some of this Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade light to medium. This kind of just blends everything together and holds your brows out throughout the day. Now we're going to move on to the eyeshadow look. When I start out my eyes, I always like to prime them. I switch between Painterly and Soft Ochre Paint Pot from MAC. I also used the Urban Decay one for a while, but it just was, for some reason it stopped working for me. So right now I'm just going to be putting this soft ochre paint pot on my eyes. And like I said, I switch between Painterly and soft ochre. Soft ochre is more of like a yellow tone, and since I'm going for a more brightened look, that's why I like to use this one a lot. And the other one in Painterly is more of a kind of pinky tone. So I'm going to be, like I said, making this look more of a peachy bronze. So using some of my new shades from ColourPop, and I also do have to set what we just did, because if you put, or I found that if you put the paint pots or anything, a primer on your eyelids and then go straight into eyeshadow, it tends to crease throughout the day. So I like to set my primers on my eyes especially so it doesn't crease throughout the day, and I like to set it with a more of like pearl kind of off-white shade. So the color that I'm going to be setting that with today is Bella Ivory, and this is just a single Milani eyeshadow. And then just using a flat top brush like this, just putting that into the eyeshadow and then putting that all over my eyes. This one's more of like a white tone. I'm using it for this look in particular just because I want the undertone of my eyes to look really shimmery and shiny and make the peachy bronze look kind of stand out. But other times I will use a more nude skin tone shade for my setting. Then in the crease, I'm going to be using this MAC single eyeshadow in soft brown. This is kind of just to give us that transition color. I love using this. I use this for most of my eyeshadow looks for the transition color. It's a perfect shade. And for my actual crease color, I'm going to be using this eyeshadow from MAC as well, and it's in Honey Lust. This is such a beautiful sparkly eyeshadow. I am absolutely in love with this. It's like by far one of my favorites. I don't use it that often though, but it's super sparkly and very, very pigmented. I'm just going to be placing that right on top of that soft brown. Kind of just sweeping motions back and forth. My eyes always water like insane when I do eyeshadow. I have the most sensitive eyes ever. As you can see, with that soft brown shade and adding this on top, it gave it that kind of bronze look on the lid, and that's exactly what we're going for. Then for my actual lid color, I'm going to be using this Milani shade in Bella Gold. I'm starting with not spraying my brush just to see how the gold it looks, if it's pigmented enough as I want it to be. But I always usually spray it with my MAC Fix Plus to give it a little bit more oomph to the color. So far I think I do like the shade it's giving me, so I might not spray it this time. For the next shade in the crease, I'm going to be using this little CoverGirl, I don't even know the name of this, but the shades in this I always use. I tend to use these two a lot. Perfect for like a bronzy sunset kind of look. First color in this palette that I'm going to be using is this brown, and I'm going to be using a different crease brush. It's actually more of like a blending brush, and placing that in the corner and working my way around in that circular motion like we did earlier. Since I did add a little bit more in the crease, it kind of made the gold and bronze much lighter. So I'm going to be mixing this ColourPop in Lovely and this shade right here and placing that on my lid right on top. I like using my fingers a lot better with these ColourPop eyeshadows because they have the most weirdest texture. It doesn't work with the brush for me. Okay, and then on the lid, again, I'm going to be putting this bronzy shade that's right there in the middle, and without spraying it with anything, placing that on top of Lovely. Once we're done with that, we need a brow bone shade. I love using MAC's Nylon, but I cannot find that anywhere. So I'm going to be using my Vice palette and using Bobby Dazzle. We're just gonna place that right underneath. Very pigmented, sparkly white shade. I know it looks super super pigmented right now, but we're going to blend that out. We don't want any like harsh lines or anything. So I'm using this MAC 224 brush and then just blending everything out. Since I am going to do kind of a bold, springy, like lip, I'm not going to do any eyeliner or anything. I'm just going to skip right into mascara. Actually, and you know what? I'm going to go back in with this ColourPop eyeshadow in Lovely. Put my finger back in, and then I'm going to put a little bit of that sparkle in the inner tear ducts of my eye. I love the way it pops out. You can definitely see how this color makes my eyes stand out a lot. So I'm just going to apply my mascara and I will be right back. Okay, so I put on my mascara, and the mascara that I used was the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, and I also mixed it with the Voluminous Miss Manga from L'Oreal. Both drugstore and amazing, so those are what my eyelashes look like. Now on to lips. I'm going for a bronzy coral look today, so since it's like pretty good for spring, and actually I think today is the first day of spring, so happy spring. I'm going to be using this Lasting Sensation lip pencil from MAC and just outlining my eyes, my lips. Gosh, Brittany, can you speak today? As you can tell, this is like a brand new lip pencil. I've never used it. And it's not new. But I'm now going in with this MAC shade in Coral Bliss. This is one of my favorite lip shades of all time. It is so beautiful. So I'm just going to be putting that right on top. Take a little Q-tip so none gets on your teeth. Little hack right there. And then for a final touch, I'm going to be using this Anastasia gloss in Gilded. Very nice, bronzy, sparkly lip gloss. Smells really good too. That's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and let me know down below if you guys liked this makeup look and what videos you guys want to see next. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Subjected to my system.